Hello guys, and today we're back again in another video, and basically I'm going to show you how to make a cell shader in Blender. Now this is basically a kind of shader where it makes things look kind of like anime style lighting as far as how things are shadowed and stuff, and so it's pretty cool, and so I wanted to show you guys. So today that's why I'm here, and I'm just showing you right now what the cell shader I made earlier looks like, and the one in the tutorial is going to look slightly different, but you can adjust it to what you like, so, and what colors you want, so you have the choice as far as the colors. But anyways, today I'm going to show you guys how to make this, so make sure to like and subscribe if you want more videos, and make sure to stay tuned. And to stay tuned, you have to hit the notification bell and turn on all notifications so that you can see every time I upload. Anyways, without that in the way, let's get into it and show you all the stuff with the materials, you know, the modifiers, and with the nodes and stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so first just make a new file and just click new, file, new, and then general, because all you need is general. Select A, or press A on your keyboard to delete everything, and then hit Shift A to add a UV sphere. And then shade that sphere smooth by right-clicking, and then add the subdivision surface modifier right there. Then just make the levels about 3 or 2, whichever one's like the best. I think 2 is fine, but if you want to go for 3 and your computer can handle it fine, then go ahead, I guess. So right now we have no light and stuff, so we need to add a light and a point. We need to add a point light, and then we also need to add a camera. So we're going to be adding the point light, and that's what we're going to use in what our shader is also going to, it heavily depends on what our shader is going to look like, because a shader is going based off the light, just like how any other shader and just a regular Blender goes off of, like light reflecting off of objects. Also, make sure to just hit Shift A and add a camera, don't forget it. Just hit GY to grab it back, and then press N to open up the transform and stuff, and take the rotation on the Z-axis and make it 0. And then grab it on the Y-axis and stuff while you're in the camera view by hitting 0 on your numpad. And so, yeah, just adjust the camera view to what you need. In my case, right now, I'm just adjusting it. And so, yeah, I'm going to speed it up to where it's fully adjusted. Also guys, make sure the camera is visible to the light and stuff, and when I say it, I mean make sure the camera can see the light on your object and stuff, so that you can see the cell shader in camera mode, so that you not only see it in 3D view and have to move around, but also just see it in the camera mode to an exact position that you can switch to by pressing 0 on your numpad. Alright guys, so now all you have to do is add a new material right now and go to the shading tab. And so just maximize the node editing space and delete the principled BSDF, and you're going to want to add a diffuse BSDF instead, so that way when you rotate your view, the shadows and light don't adjust to your view. So just add the diffuse BSDF. Also, hit Shift A in the node space and add a shader to RGB node as well as a color ramp node. Now it's a matter of mixing and putting your nodes together properly so that everything goes together right. So first you want to connect the BSDF to the shader to RGB thing. For some reason it was kind of bugging and not letting me do it for a second, and then it finally let me. And then you also just want to disconnect this diffuse to the material output, and instead add the color ramp color output to the material output, and go to and then you can go to rendered view to see the results as well. But you also need to change the colors on the color ramp now. As you can see, for a second I'm just looking at something. But now you need to change the colors of your color ramp so that you can start getting that kind of shader effect. And you can already see it's starting to take effect. It's just not exactly how it was at the end of the video, and I'm about to show you why. The reason why is because you have to change it from linear to constant so that way it doesn't get the smoother lighting. You want it to have more of that harder lighting, kind of like anime style or really cartoon style. It's mainly called a cell shader, but yeah, you just have to change the, right next to the thing that drop down that says RGB, change from linear to constant as you can see in this video, and already it's starting to look like it should. Now, right now I'm just adjusting the colors, but I also didn't really take the gradient that well because I was just thinking of doing like a bit of a darker thing and then a white thing. That doesn't look as good as if you were to make it more of a gradient and, let's say, pull out the white and then also make that dark gray more so of a darker white to help. So yeah, I'm just playing around with it right now. Now, when we go in rendered view, there's one problem. Everything's black. The reason why is because our light is not powerful enough, our point light, so it's literally not putting any really output out. So you want to select your light and then go and make the power 100 or even 1000 watts because I find 1000 much more powerful. And you can also move the light closer and move it around to test with stuff. To see how it interacts with the sphere. In this case, it interacts really well because it's close, and then I also adjust the power a lot. And the farther away the light, you can have the darker gray, acting like a hard lighting, but at the same time, it being sort of realistic because it's not, in real life, it's the color of things, not exactly just black for shadows and white for immediate highlights of things. There's variation of color, and so as you can see, I'm adjusting this here to make it look better. You can still adjust the colors however you want to. You can have red, blue, whatever you want. You can also move the light around, and the sphere will adjust as far as lighting wise, the cell shader. So it works really well in my opinion, so have fun with it. There's one last thing to do, and it's pretty important to these kind of shaders, is to make it look more like something cartoony, like it has an outline, sort of like anime or any cartoon. So just name your first material base and then make a new one called outline and make it completely dark. And then what you're going to want to do is delete the principled BSDF and add a diffuse again, because watch what I'm about to do. An emission. Add an emission shader, connect it to the material output, and then go to the modifiers tab so that you can make the solidify modifier. So we're gonna do something called flipping the normals. Now, what flipping the normals is doing, when you're doing that with the solidified modifiers, basically taking the normals and wrapping them inside out. And if you don't know, the normals are basically just the way the faces are, basically in simplest form. And so you're supposed to go to normals and then press flip, and then on top of that with your material, you're supposed to go to the materials tab and then enable backface culling in settings, and then make the shadow mode none so that it doesn't glitch, because if you don't do that, it'll have this weird kind of glitch thing happen with the lighting. And then with the modifier, you want to adjust the thickness now. You can see I was testing something, or I was about to test something in edit mode, but I'm just going to cut the video because it's unnecessary. Alright, so now all you have to do to adjust the line around your thing is adjust the thickness, but you also have to make sure the material offset is onto 1 so that it can have that outline, because if not, it'll try and rely on the first material and you'll get nothing as a result. So remember to go to materials and then go to material offset so that it knows what material to do. And you can see right here, the reason why it's like the outline's getting thinner as I'm making the thickness up is because the offset is in -1. Not the material offset, just the offset, and you want to change that to 0. And also you can have even thickness. So just change the offset to 0 instead of -1. Alright guys, so this is about the end of the video. Thank you for watching and have very much fun with your shader. And you can see here I'm about to just test out some lighting stuff, and show you guys just how it adjusts, and you can move it closer or farther and how the light interacts. And it's pretty cool, and because you can change the colors and make your own node thing, even make it cooler than I did. I just did a simple cell shader. So anyways guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you don't want to miss a video. Without further ado, I'm out.